Thank you very much for joining us and for inviting us to this webinar. I think that we are going to be looking at one of the oldest disputes in the world, and it is oldest on the UN docket. Pakistan and India, as we know, have gone to war several times over the Kashmir dispute, but importantly, it for the last 2 years has been facing a lockdown by the Indian government from August 5th, 2019. And I think it's very important for us to not just express solidarity, but state our commitment to fighting the cause of self determination for the people of Kashmir who are actually facing what I call a neo fascist colonizing rule of the Modi government, which had any other government done this, would have been really been facing international opprobrium, would have been probably facing sanctions, and would have had to answer and account for all that they have done. The level of impunity given to the Modi regime has allowed them to run from the last 2 years one of the largest open prisons in the world in this valley. It has been a place where children are illegally detained, where young people disappear, where stone peltings take the place of educational institutions, where young women and older women are raped, where mass graves proliferate, where a huge story of untold proportions of egregious human rights violations documented by conscientious citizens, not just in India, but everywhere. Reports from all over the world suggest that this is a stain on the human rights conscience of the world. It is a stain on our collective imagination. And it tells us that there are limits to what we can do. So I'm really grateful to all those who have actually been part of this collective consciousness raising and are hoping and urging the international community to act. And we're also hoping and urging that this flashpoint on the edge of two nuclear countries that have gone to conflict will at least raise some strategic concerns in countries where voices can have effect, where there can be some relief provided to the people of Kashmir who have been working for a long time. They've been asking for the most fundamental right that we have all taken for granted, which is the right to self-determination, which is the right to govern themselves, which is the right to choose how they live and which air they breathe. Right now, as I understand it, the people of Kashmir cannot even breathe. And it is important for us to remind the global community of their responsibilities to this people who have been living under such impunity that their situation is going from bad to worse each day. And the important thing is that no observers are allowed there. Indian claims that they are working towards easing the situation. Some say it is close to genocidal goals. Is not something that anyone can actually document or pretend to change, because what's happening is that they're not allowing observers, they're not allowing parliamentary teams to visit those areas, and what we are seeing is a growing level of concern exhibited by the international community, but with no effect. The UN has an old body called UNMOGIP, which can actually, is mandated to go between the line of control. For instance, it's allowed in the Pakistan area in Azad Kashmir. It's allowed by the Pakistan government. It's allowed by Azad Kashmir free movement, but it is not allowed to do that in the illegally occupied Indian part. And we strongly urge the global community to take action. Once again, we appreciate everyone coming together and joining voice to express solidarity with the people of Kashmir. And we hope that the lockdowns, the curfews, the maimings, blindings, raping, torture and innumerable human rights violations will end soon. We hope that this will form a major corpus of discussion at important global forums such as the United Nations, and it won't just be empty words. So we hope that there is going to be more than hope. In fact, we're looking forward to a plan, and we do really see this as a test case for multilateral organizations, for the global rule of law, and for bodies like the United Nations to take action. Thank you very much once again, and I look forward to meeting with you again soon.